Welcome back. This is the Fender chassis. My name's Scott. Today's project is going to be to return this parts washer back to service. I bought this parts washer new, but I subsequently had a failure. The steel drum that came with the parts washer corroded and started leaking. This is due to the water-based non-flammable fluid that I used. So to solve that problem, what we're going to do is take this blue plastic 55-gallon drum, cut it off at the correct height, and mount it back underneath it here and use that for our cleaning fluid reservoir. Now, it sounds a lot easier than it's going to be because the steel drum was smaller in diameter and it simply was sat underneath it here, and these T-bolts clamped the parts washer on top. Now the 55-gallon drum is larger in diameter, and since there's no lip on it after I cut the top off, we're not going to be able to clamp it on the same nature. So what I'd like to do is remove this flange, reform it so that it matches the diameter of the drum, and weld it back on so that it sets back on the drum with this to the inside of the blue plastic drum. And then we can drill some holes from the outside and then use some bolts with some fender washers to bolt it on, and I think that's going to secure it well enough to put this thing back in service. So I think that's going to be about enough for part one of this project. So let's go ahead and get some safety gear on and see what we can get done. All right, here she is. I think everything turned out all right, went just as I anticipated. So we've got 3 more issues that we need to resolve to go ahead and get this thing back in 100% working order. We'll take care of those in the next installment. The first one of those 3 is a fusible link. This is what remains of the original fusible link. It had a wire loop on it that has gotten pulled out. That wire loop went through a hole in the lid, and this being on the underside, when exposed to temperature above 165, that loop would melt out, let the lid fall. Otherwise, that loop would hook here and hold the lid open. We're gonna have to do something a little different. I can't get a fusible link just like this anymore. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but we'll get to that. And in addition, we'll also address the opening, the rear opening on the drum. It is larger than the old drum, and the old rear cover just isn't quite big enough. So we'll make a new rear cover. And in addition, because we cut this drum off to raise it up so it would be at the correct height even with a drum dolly underneath, the pump mount is now too long. So we're gonna have to cut it off, put a bend in it, drill another hole, get the pump up where it's supposed to be. So then the last thing will be just what kind of fluid are we going to run. If you guys don't mind, let me know what you think I should run for fluid. I've got some Castrol Super Clean on hand, purple fluid. I'm not sure if you've used it or not, but it works really well. Not sure how it would work out in a parts washer, but I was thinking about running some of it. I've got 5 gallons on hand, and I could dilute it 5-to-1. So, but if there's something else I should be using, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. So, when we get the rest of this thing wrapped up, we'll get you episode 2 coming up. So I'll see you when that project's ready.